Go. Out comes the board. Is he feeling it? You betcha he is. He's Portuguese, he's loving it. Monteiro has won already, he's won already, and could this be the ultimate Portuguese weekend, we wonder? It's been a brilliant, brilliant display of racing so far. Meanwhile, the champion isn't done just yet. Félix Rosenqvist just did a 2:11 dead, Danny.
Yep, found 6/10, but he's just not close enough. This is the last lap, and this is the only overtaking point on the circuit, unless Félix Costa makes a mistake. So I'm pretty sure it's as you are.
We're going all the way to the end, Alan.
Yep, and Antonio Félix Costa onto the second sector, the long and twisty and climbing, and Antonio Félix Costa, a former winner here at the moment, has the advantage. Félix Rosenqvist trying to hunt him down, but there just aren't enough laps left. So Antonio Félix Costa leads, and the Carlin team look on from the garage.
Yes, and there's nervous moments. You can see them bobbing up and down. Nervous because they know that it's all very well. They know he can do it, but this is where everything starts to sound funny. The tyres start to go off, and it starts to get blurry. There's Rosenqvist's view. He can see, he can feel, he can touch the chance to win a third Grand Prix, but he's not close enough. He's just done the fastest lap. That'll be scant remorse for him and solace for him, because he wants this badly. But meanwhile, Antonio Félix Costa has come back, not from nowhere. He's still one of the most successful drivers in the world. He should be a Formula One driver, and he's proven once again today. Why? Because on graduation day in the new league of Formula 3, the World Cup that is, he may not be a Formula One driver, he is going to be a World Cup winner. He came here for the first time in 2010, took 6th place. He had a DNF after that in 2011. He won the 2012 Macau Grand Prix. And Antonio Félix Costa of Portugal will march his way to his second victory at the 2016 FIA Formula 3 World Cup. He is a winner yet again. What a race, what a day, what a time to be a motor racing fan. Brilliant stuff, and Rosenqvist, what can you say? Did everything in his power, and look, the emotion is all to see, for all to see.
That's wonderful.
That says it all. I'm glad I'm not the only one feeling it.
Wonderful scenes down in the pit lane. The Carlin team, Tiago Monteiro down there. He'll be delighted as well. Hugely emotional. A supreme win for Antonio Félix Costa, and a supreme Formula 3 race.
Yes, and my big thanks to Danny Watts, as ever. A brilliant description of what it's like to be out there with the boys. He'll head back to the pits to enjoy the celebrations. And Alan,
what a great...
We started here at 7:30 this morning, and it's now 4:15, and we haven't drawn breath.
But wasn't it worth it? We have just been rewarded with really a masterclass.
One of the best races I've seen
driving
at Macau in years.
Around Macau. We have had problem after problem all day here at Macau, and one of the cleanest races ever. That, by these young men, was a masterclass in driving around a circuit.
And
like
some might
Macau.
criticise and say, well, it wasn't, there wasn't all the drama, there wasn't all the overtakes and the crashes that, that maybe you've come to expect from Macau. But for this man, that says it all, really. But for this man, it means so much. Being Portuguese at a former Portuguese colony with so many fans from Portugal watching it. There are millions of people right now tuning in Portugal watching this. And also, like I said, a footnote to Félix Costa's career. It's going from strength to strength. But you just feel, and I saw a tweet from Will Buxton, who is one of the Formula One pit reporters, saying, go on, do it, special one, because he really is quite a special one, isn't he?
Trevor Carlin.
And there's Steph.
There's the
and Trevor. Oh, a kiss from Trevor. Oh, here we go. How about that?
And Tiago Monteiro offering his congratulations as well. What a team Carlin are.
Yeah. And Tiago, what a weekend it was for him too.
It really was. And what a supreme collection of drivers Trevor Carlin put together for this weekend. Yeah. Wow. What a box of talent that was.
To be honest, that was almost the most poetic result as well. Rosenqvist.
It really was.
You can't take anything away from Rosenqvist because Werner Godmeyer talking to...
At least that was a race.
And he sums up the day quite nicely. Thank you, sir. Was a race. And I think that probably the most pleasurable part of all was how clean it was. But what I was going to say about why I say this was right up there with some of the greats of Macau was it was the way he did it. It was precision-like, it was calculated, and he won the race on the restart. We saw it brilliantly illustrated on the onboards, how he did it, and he just didn't really make a mistake all weekend long.
It was a drive of experience.
Yeah.
Around Macau and in motor racing in general. And today, experience came to the fore, not just by Antonio Félix da Costa, but also by Felix Rosenqvist. Started 6th, had a huge job to do, and in the end, well, if we'd have had another 3 or 4 laps, what would have happened for the lead of the race? He did a supreme job getting up into 2nd place.
Well, this is a betting capital, so I am going to wager that I say we bring Antonio Félix da Costa and Felix and get the 2 Felixes back on track and see who can become the 3rd winner next year.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
You in for that bet?
Wouldn't that be wonderful? He's enjoying every moment of this. He is a smashing guy, an absolutely lovely bloke, very respectful chap, remembers people, takes time to chat to them. He's a lovely guy and a hugely
popular winner, yeah.
He really is. Hear it from the crowd as he makes his way down on the slowdown lap into Park Fair, mate. This will be emotional, and then up onto the podium as well.
Amazing race by camera as well. The Brazilian has done himself no harm whatsoever in terms of reputation. I think the fastest lap will be Rosenqvist's at 2:11.080 as he went in pursuit. Not as quick as camera last year, I may add. In fact, actually, yeah, I think that is the fastest lap of the day.
Antonio Félix da Costa brings the car to a stop after a quite thrilling Sun City Group Formula 3 Macau Grand Prix and FIA F3 World Cup.
And while there's a lull in the action here, there's a story to tell you. Alan Hyde knew this would happen all the way back to Wednesday because he was thirsty when he got off the plane and he bought himself a can of soda. And what was written on the side of that can of soda?
It's one of these cans of soda that carries a name, and the name was Antonio. Oh, what a wonderful moment in Park Fair, mate. Leaps off the car.
Obrigado. I think he's happy.
I think he's very happy. A double winner here at Macau.
Yeah, well deserved.
He's not driven a Formula 3 car for a very, very long time.
And Tiago Monteiro, who's also had a pretty darn good day. It's a clean sweep for Portugal.
And quite right too.
Brilliant.
It's a lovely story for Antonio Félix da Costa. He's delighted. Up to the podium.
I say a clean sweep because it used to be Formula 3 in gear. And of course, long before the GTs were here.
Yes.
So, yep. Here's confirmation then of the result. Antonio Félix da Costa of Portugal puts on a masterclass here at Macau to beat Felix Rosenqvist, who overtook to take 2nd away from Sete Camera at the dying moments for Carlin. But Carlin 1 and 3. Yamashita did a really good job of hanging in there into 4th, getting past Callum Ilott in 5th place. The Brit, Jake Hughes, an excellent 6th place in his rookie year. That is a superb result. Likewise for George Russell in 7th. In 8th, Juncadella, another former winner. Then Pedro Piquet, the youngster, another teenager, making his debut. Sims 10th. Norris, brilliantly, up to 11th place. We didn't have a chance to follow it.
Great
Lando
stuff.
Norris, still with a great Macau, his debut up to 11th from the back. So, Chang in 12th, Hubert in 13th, Tadasuke Makino in 14th, Guan Yu Zhou in 15th, 16th was Zhou, then McLeod, then Sori, and further down, Habsburg did not finish, nor did Cassidy, Gunter, Mazepan, and Jan Mardenborough disappointed 20th position for the Welshman. Wow. What a race.
That was supreme. Absolutely
You know,
supreme.
I thought Camera had it.
Well, mightily impressed by him on the opening lap. That was quite wonderful to watch. Beautiful start. Made the best of the slipstream. Brave as well.
Tyres look good.
Brave race long as well. Was Camera.
Still can't get over the fact that we had a clean start.
Possibly the cleanest race that we've had throughout all 4 days of the Macau Grand Prix this year. What a celebration of motorsport talent this is.
Yeah, and I've been around the Carlin team for many a year in different forms of Formula racing, in the States, in Europe, here in Macau, of course. And they've got an array of engineers and mechanics, but there's a good feeling amongst that team. Trevor's one of the most laid-back and fun people, I think, to work for. A real motor racing guy. And there you go. Get the coffee on. It's donuts time with the Costa.
So good.
And family Yip. Teddy Yip Jr. on the right-hand side there. Some very familiar faces from the history of this event. Here are the highlights then. We started with the dotting of the I's, and it was I lot who got away the best. Maybe there was something significant from the Lion this time, because once we did roar into action after the famous Lion dance, it was all hands to business. Arjun Maini, go, go, go. Hilot, though, was the man who got the start ahead of Félix da Costa, but da Costa knew that just meant he was going to get a lead eventually. Camera coming through and doing a brilliant job at the start and leading early on. Da Costa, as you can see, had some work to do to catch the young Brazilian, but catch him he did. Meanwhile, Rosenqvist was trying to get past Yamashita and struggling to do so. Yamashita making a big mistake there, getting wide, and that allowed Rosenqvist to catch right up. Meanwhile, once he got past, Rosenqvist then went in pursuit. Hilot couldn't go with him. Tried very hard indeed. But once Rosenqvist was past, then there was the big smash for the number 10. And out went Nikita Mazepan. This was the moment of glory as Félix da Costa showed his raw brilliance, diving one way, then the other, to take the lead away from Camera. He tried to come back to the Brazilian, but there's no room at Lisboa, and that allowed Rosenqvist in. And in fact, that was the turning moment for Rosenqvist, because look at this, tucked up behind the Brazilian, and the boy from Brazil was a hard nut to crack, but Rosenqvist was up to the task. Through went Rosenqvist, nervous moments for the Carlin boys. And then from there on in, it was António all the way. A popular winner in the former Portuguese colony. Emotional times and donuts at the Lisboa. What a great way to end the 63rd running of this famous Macau Grand Prix. I wonder what Eddie Calvaro, who won the very first race, would think of what he would see today. Amazing. Soak in the atmosphere of the Portuguese fans who've made it into a football-like celebration, and well they might. And the word ringing out is Portugal. Now the British have got involved, look out. What a scene.
It's wonderful. Like nothing else in the world. Absolutely fabulous. Standing by for our podium.
Well, it does seem somewhat appropriate that the Portuguese flag was raised some 63 years ago here for Eddie Calvaro, and now it will be raised again for the second Portuguese winner of the Formula 3 race.
So the first person you're going to see on the podium is the winner of the 63rd Macau.
And Ian Titchmarsh announcing to the crowd, much to their delight, that the first person you will see is this man. He's going to milk it. And a brilliant drive by Felix Rosenqvist. He can hold his head up high. Let me just state this for the record. First place in 2014, first place in 2015, second place in 2016. That is a record that anyone, anywhere can be proud of in motor racing. You can't take that away from him. And Sete Camara, what can you say? A great result for him. And a member of the Carlin team comes up. Wonderful, wonderful moments. And the emotion clear to see. Cristiano Ronaldo, move over. Here comes António as the hero of Portugal sport.
Great congratulations to a very deserving winner, António Félix Costa from
And the laurels go then, and the trophy goes to the winner of the Macau Grand Prix. Felix Rosenqvist picks up the second place, received from Dr. Alex Tam, John Wang, the Secretary of Social Affairs and Cultural President of the Macau Organising Committee. And Sete Camara taking third place from Dr. Alexis Tam, John Wang.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Tam. Now we have to present the FIA Formula 3 World Cup for Drivers. The trophy presented
And now the World Cup for Drivers trophy.
from the FIA Circuit Championship Director. Congratulations.
Championship Director
Everyone else on the podium, and then António Félix Costa receives the trophy.
Mr. Frederic Bertrand giving out the trophy for the drivers. And the new World Cup winner is António Félix Costa. Out go the laurels. You know, Portugal have one of the longest histories in motor racing. and a huge tradition. The celebrations continue. Manufacturer's trophy to Mercedes. And the prize given out. A proud moment too. And they're still chanting Portugal, Portugal. This is going to be a popular win. And for the teams, that's for Carlin. He's going to milk it, isn't he? Good for him. That's the winning team's trophy. That was Mr. Pun Wang Kun, the president of the Sports Bureau and coordinator of the Macau Grand Prix organising committee, handing out the prizes and the photographs to be had. Congratulations. It's party time, boys. Portugal style. Yep, he's got the scarf.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Big moment. Well, we've had a Macau winner in 2000 with Andre Couto. Félix himself has won this race in 2012, and now he's done it again. First time he's been in a car for several years since he won that race, in fact, properly. He did a bit of testing, but there's nothing like the real thing, and that just shows you that he hasn't gone off the boil in any way, shape or form.
He wants to give the champagne. He didn't spray too much, but he wants to give it to someone, and he's seeking them out in the crowd before he does the circuit PA interview with Ian Titchmarsh, which I think is coming now. The champagne is safely in the hands of the team or the family.